The movie opens in Kandahar, Afghanistan. A sapper patrol is on its way to assist a stranded convoy after its lead armored vehicle breaks down. When they arrive, a staff sergeant, who is also a combat engineer, steps out and immediately starts yelling.
Who's the full-fledged moron responsible for this cluster?
Who's the meathead calling me a moron?
Meathead? You up my morning pass.
And the two quickly break into a playful scuffle before laughing it off. One of the soldiers, confused, asks if they know each other. The two men reveal matching tattoos and then explain that they're brothers. They greet each other warmly before the staff sergeant gets to work fixing the truck. As he repairs it, he gives his brother a quick lesson in thermodynamics, mocking the unit for using stop leak.
When you idiots fill these trucks with stop leak, you block the vents, heat can't escape, pressure builds till the radiator blows.
You listen to this, Tommy?
I know it was you. Mechanics keep ratting you out.
The mood shifts slightly as his brother admits this isn't what he wants to be doing. He says he wants to be on the front lines, kicking down doors like they always talked about, instead of being stuck here. When asked what he means, he reveals he's talking about the Rangers Assessment and Selection Program, RASP.
RASP? You know, we were all don't quit. What'd we do? We quit.
The staff sergeant initially dismisses the idea.
Rangers are hardcore. I'm old. You're ugly.
No, I checked the cutoff. We're good.
Bro, you want to be a ranger, go be a ranger. You don't need my permission.
I wanted to do it together, like we promised each other.
Bro, we were 18.
Come on, man, just imagine. You and me, getting our ranger scrolls, across the tarmac, Blackhawks, first boots on the ground.
It does sound pretty awesome. All right, you're in, I'm in.
You promise?
Always.
While the staff sergeant walks back to his truck, the Taliban launches an attack on the convoy. A mortar hits his brother's truck. More mortars rain down. In the chaos, the staff sergeant tries to reach his brother, but another explosion knocks him to the ground. Moments later, he regains consciousness and realizes a piece of shrapnel is lodged in his knee. He pulls it out and, despite the pain, limps toward the wreckage. When he gets there, he finds that everyone is dead. Finally, he reaches his brother, who is barely clinging to life. Then, he jolts awake on a bus. It's now 2 years later, and the staff sergeant is on his way to Ranger training camp in Colorado. Before getting off the bus, he takes medication for PTSD. Once they arrive, the candidates are marched into an induction hall, where they are ordered to surrender their personal belongings. They're told they will no longer be addressed by name, but by assigned numbers. One by one, the candidates receive their numbers. A drill sergeant notices that one of them is already a technical sergeant and assigns him as a team leader.
As an E6, you'll be assigned team leader. State your consent.
Yes, Sergeant.
You're now number 7.
In another line, they discover that the staff sergeant has been denied entry into RASP 4 times due to his knee injury, only now making it just before the age cutoff. Seeing his rank, the instructor offers him a team leader role as well.
As an E6, you will be assigned team leader. State your consent.
I'd rather not.
You are now number 81.
After this, Sergeant Major Sheridan addresses the group. He explains that Army Rangers are the spearhead of the U.S. Army, the first boots on the ground, and that the success of missions, and even the fate of the nation and its allies, often rests on them. He tells them they are about to undergo 8 weeks of one of the toughest selection programs in the world, where their physical strength, mental endurance, and emotional resilience will be pushed to the limit. Each week, candidates will be eliminated. Only those who make it to the final stage will face the ultimate test, a brutal 24-hour death march. Those who complete it and cross the finish line will earn the highly coveted Ranger Scroll. With that, the program officially begins.
Rangers lead the way! All the way!
In the first week, the candidates are thrown into intense obstacle courses, and anyone who can't keep up is quickly eliminated.
27, 29, step forward. Pack your bags, you are non-select.
The grueling training continues over the next 3 weeks, with even harsher obstacles and exhausting drills. At the end of each week, those who fail to meet the standard are sent home.
146, 148, 149, step forward. Pack your bags, you are non-select.
Now, only 4 weeks remain. During one of the long runs, Candidate 15 starts talking, saying that if they make it into the regiment, they'll gain access to top-secret information.
And you'll know what I'm talking about, too. I'm talking Area 51. I'm talking moon landings. I'm talking Tupac.
The others quickly dismiss him, and 44, who previously worked with the Department of Defense, shuts him down.
I was DOD. I had the clearance.
Saying she had clearance, and there's no hidden secret waiting for them. Meanwhile, 81 keeps to himself. He breaks away from the group and quietly completes his lop at his own pace, leaving everyone far behind.
Where's everyone else, candidate?
Behind me, Sarge.
On his way back, as he passes the others, 15 jokingly tells him to slow down.
Hey, slow down, Superman. Making the rest of us look bad.
Later, during lunch, 81 sits alone, eating in silence and avoiding conversation. Another week of training begins, introducing even tougher obstacle courses and hand-to-hand combat drills, both of which 81 handles with ease. During rifle training, a sergeant asks who among them has been deployed. He questions a few candidates but isn't impressed, openly mocking their experiences.
19 Kilo M1 Abrams crewman, sergeant.
Hot damn, a tanker.
Maybe you can valet my Lambo.
Where'd you serve, 109?
Fort Benning, Sergeant. Basic AIT and airborne. Honor grad, top of the class.
Deployments, candidate, not potty training.
What about you, 81?
12 Bravo, combat engineer, 213th CSSB.
Who are you supporting, Sapper?
3rd Brigade, 10th Mountain Division, Spartans.
This time, the sergeant is impressed.
All right.
And the other candidates turn to look at him with new respect. Later at lunch, 44 shares 81's story with the group, how he was repairing a stranded convoy when the Taliban attacked, wiping out the entire unit, leaving him as the sole survivor. Candidate 60 adds that 81 was awarded a Silver Star for his actions. At the same time, news plays in the background, reporting that NASA has discovered a massive interstellar object entering the solar system. Although it's expected to pass close to Earth, officials insist there's no cause for concern. Back at the table, 15 is still in disbelief about 81's Silver Star.
You telling me that guy won a silver f***ing star?
That's what I heard.
44 explains that after the attack, 81 carried his brother nearly 10 miles back to base.
Hey, 81, is it true what happened in Kandahar?
15.
I just want to know if he's a hero or not.
Who the f talking in the DFAC? Don't tell me that was you, 15. You looking to recycle again?
It was me.
Bullshit. Extra hill climb. Everyone, thank 15.
The following week brings even more intense training. During one exercise, a cadre member asks each candidate why they're there. Most give the expected answer, that they want to join an elite unit. But when it's 81's turn,
81! Why are you here?
You crossed that finish line.
that night, 7 notices 81 quietly taking medication for PTSD. The next morning, during another long run, the candidates are given a brief 30-second break. 7 spots the tattoo on 81's arm and correctly guesses its meaning.
DFQ. Don't quit, right? How'd you know that? Lucky guess.
The following week introduces breaching and assault drills, which trigger painful memories for 81. That night, he is haunted by nightmares of the attack in Afghanistan, jolting awake just as a sergeant storms in, ordering everyone up and announcing that the final week has begun. The next challenge takes place in a pool. The candidates must walk underwater while carrying heavy weights. Many surface early, unable to continue, but 81 pushes himself forward, refusing to quit. As he struggles, flashes of the past flood his mind. The explosion, his brother's injuries, and the desperate attempt to carry him back to base. The memory overwhelms him. His body finally gives out, and he loses consciousness underwater. The instructors quickly pull him out and perform CPR, bringing him back.
Sapper, you are officially one crazy motherfucker.
From a distance, Sergeant Major Sheridan and First Sergeant Torres watch the incident unfold. Sheridan concludes that 81 has become a liability and decides it's time to speak with him. Soon after, 81 sits in the waiting area outside Sheridan's office. A news report plays on the TV, revealing that the asteroid passing near Earth is now beginning to show signs of disintegration. He is then called in. Inside the office, Sheridan tells him that he and Torres have decided it would be best for him to retire from the program. 81 refuses immediately and asks on what grounds. Torres explains that while his physical performance is undeniable, they're concerned about his mental state. He isolates himself, doesn't sleep properly, refuses leadership roles, and struggles to connect with others. Sheridan adds that what he went through in Afghanistan would break most people, and many would take time off to recover and seek therapy. But instead, 81 applied for RASP almost immediately after being discharged. 81 simply repeats that he just wants to cross the finish line.
That finish line is a starting line.
Sheridan acknowledges his potential, but warns him that if they remove him from the program, he'll never be allowed to return. He places a voluntary withdrawal form on the table and urges him to sign it.
You're an engineer, so you know even the most powerful machines have their limits.
But 81 refuses. He says he still has a parade to prepare for. That answer frustrates Sheridan, who angrily orders him out of the office. Shortly after, it's time for eliminations. Torres begins calling out numbers, and 81 hears his own. He assumes he's being cut, but Torres says,
Step forward. I'm sorry to say to those of you who did not step forward, pack your bags, you are non-select.
Instead, those called are the candidates who have made it to the final stage, the Death March. Only a handful remain. Next, Torres briefs the candidates on the final mission, which will be a full simulation. A classified aircraft has supposedly been shot down behind enemy lines, and the Rangers are tasked with carrying out a reconnaissance and rescue operation. Their objective is to locate the crash site and destroy the aircraft before it falls into enemy hands. They will be inserted deep into hostile territory by 2 Black Hawk helicopters. From there, they must navigate through the mountains to reach the downed aircraft. After that, their next objective is to locate and rescue the pilot, who is being held in a nearby village. Torres explains that their rifles will only fire blanks, and the cadre can ambush them at any time during the mission. The team will also be issued a single VHF radio to send regular situation reports. Torres and Sheridan have already decided to run the final challenge for 81. Now, Torres announces,
Team Leader 7, you're now 2IC, and your new team leader will be 81.
The group reacts with mixed emotions.
Great. It's your finish line.
Torres reminds them that they have just 24 hours to complete the mission, rescue the pilot, return to base, and cross the finish line. With that, the Death March officially begins.
You still think this is a good idea?
Wants to be a ranger. He's gonna have to leave.
The team boards 2 Blackhawks, which transport them deep into the Rocky Mountains. As they fly over dense forests, they spot a private quarry below. One of the cadre warns them that if they come across it on foot, it means they've gone completely off course. After abseiling down, the team regroups and begins moving through the forest. When 81 asks for direction, 57 studies the map and determines that their target is about 20 clicks west. 81 sets a timer and simply informs the team how much time they have left. Nothing more.
Dude, that was awesome. For real. I mean, that was like some Braveheart shit right there. That was inspiring stuff.
Seeing this, 7 steps in and asks for permission to address the team. He gives a short motivational talk, reminding everyone that they're there for a reason and that their goal is to earn the Ranger Scroll together.
Rangers lead the way?
81 nods in agreement, and they continue moving. They climb a rocky mountain and eventually reach the top as evening fades into night. Candidate 111, who is handling the radio, sends regular situation reports back to the cadre. Afterward, 7 suggests they take a short rest, pointing out that the cadre are likely waiting near the river to ambush them. Resting now could give them an advantage. 81 agrees, allowing only a 20-minute break. While resting, 7 tries to ask 81 a personal question.
Hey, 81.
I mean to talk to you, man. Is it about the mission?
No, it's more personal.
I don't want to hear it.
Suddenly, a loud blast echoes nearby, and something streaks across the forest. The team assumes it's artillery, and that the cadre have spotted them resting. Immediately, 81 orders everyone to grab their gear and keep moving. By morning, they discover a crash site with a strange-looking aircraft. They assume it's their target, and 7 even jokes,
Cadre really went all in with the special effects. Sure looks classified.
I think they're gonna try to smoke us upriver.
81 orders 111 to send another situation report. He then outlines a plan. The demolition team will plant explosives on the aircraft and detonate them from a safe distance. Expecting the explosion to draw attention, he assigns 4 soldiers as overwatch, splitting them between upstream and downstream positions. But then 57 notices something off. According to the coordinates from the briefing, the location is several hundred meters off. He also mentions that his compass is behaving strangely. At the same time, 111 reports that he's unable to get a proper signal.
All I got is this weird interference.
They assume it's part of the simulation and proceed anyway. As everyone moves into position, 81 suddenly notices a faint glint of light in the distance. He quietly signals to 7 that he's going to check it out and disappears into the woods. Meanwhile, the demolition team sets the explosives. Moments later, 81 discovers what appears to be the real target and realizes something is very wrong. He immediately turns and runs back to warn the team, but he's too late. The explosives detonate, rocking the area, but to everyone's shock, the blast doesn't even leave a scratch on the aircraft.
Didn't even leave a dent.
Suddenly, the object powers up. What they thought was a crashed aircraft rises into the air. It emits a blue scanning beam that sweeps across the area, then shifts to red as it locks onto the soldiers and opens fire. Chaos erupts. Before they can react, several soldiers are killed. 81 rushes in, shoving 44 out of the way and shouting for everyone to run. The surviving team members scatter into the forest as the machine continues firing at them. They sprint until they reach the edge of a steep hill, a dead end. The machine launches an explosive at them. The blast sends them tumbling down the slope, leaving several badly injured. When they finally hit the bottom, 57 is impaled on a tree branch. Pushing through the pain, 81 gets up and sees his team scattered and broken. He resets his dislocated fingers and immediately begins helping the wounded. He calms down down 109, who is panicking, and directs him to assist with 57. Together, they carefully free him from the branch. Then 81 rushes over to 7, whose leg is badly injured, and applies a tourniquet to stop the bleeding. The survivors are shaken, trying to process what just happened. 81 asks about the demolition team.
They're gone, man. They're gone.
They also realize that 111, who is carrying the radio, has been killed. 7 points out that without the radio, they can't call for help. 81 decides to go back and retrieve it. Carefully moving through the wreckage, he finds 111, but he's dead, and the radio is completely destroyed. Just then, 81 notices a wounded soldier crawling nearby. He starts moving toward him, but the machine suddenly reappears. It scans the soldier and instantly kills him. Realizing the danger, 81 retreats and rushes back to regroup with the remaining members of his team. Despite their efforts, 57 doesn't make it and dies on the spot. 81 urgently warns the team that they need to move. The machine is tracking them and actively hunting them. He also confirms 111 is dead and the radio is destroyed. With no way to call for help, staying put means certain death. Without wasting time, they secure ropes along the cliff and begin lowering themselves down one by one. To help with the injured 7, Candidate 6 volunteers to stay behind and carefully lower him, urging 81 to go down first and receive him. As 6 slowly lowers 7, 81 suddenly notices his compass spinning wildly, an immediate sign that the machine is close. Moments later, it appears. The machine opens fire, killing 6 instantly. 7 crashes hard onto the ground below. The machine moves to the edge of the cliff and scans the area while the remaining team members try to stay hidden at the base. Unfortunately, 7's leg is exposed and the machine detects it. It opens fire again, forcing the team to break cover and run into the forest. When it can't get a clear shot, it launches explosives. The bombs detonate around them, killing and injuring more soldiers. After hours of moving through the forest, the remaining survivors finally stop to rest.
It could be the Russians or the Chinese.
The Russians don't have the budget for that kind of tech. Chinese just copy us.
81 decides to reset the exposed bone in 7's leg, but as he places his hands on the injury, the sight of blood triggers a panic response, sending him back to the moment his brother was dying in Afghanistan. 7 steadies him, assuring him that he can do it. 81 asks 109 for morphine, but when he checks, the vials are shattered.
God damn!
With no other option, 7 tells him to do it without anesthesia.
Just do it. Come on. Do it.
81 steels himself and snaps the bone back into place. 7 immediately passes out from the pain.
What's happened to him? Is he dead?
Blacked out from the pain.
Afterward, 81 dresses the wound and secures 7 into a body carrier so they can continue moving. As they regroup, 15 starts speculating that the machine must be some kind of advanced weapon, possibly a secret DARPA experiment, and that they've been turned into test subjects. 44 quickly shuts him down, insisting there's no way their own government would do something like that. But 15 pushes back, questioning why they were sent directly to the machine's location. This time, 81 steps in. He reveals that the coordinates they followed were wrong. Earlier, he spotted what he believes is the actual crash site, an old jet far from where they are now. Just like 57 suspected, their location was off. He explains that the machine is likely generating a powerful magnetic field, which is why their compasses now function whenever it's nearby. 81 concludes that their best chance of survival is to reach the village located about 80 clicks west, where the cadre are supposed to be stationed.
You want to cross that terrain? I hate to break it to you, man, but look around. No more death marches, no more rasps, no finish line.
And no shit. No comms, no flares, no firearms. Padres are closest help.
So they lift 7 and keep moving. About an hour later, they reach a fast-moving river that blocks their path. To cross it, 81 decides they'll use their ropes to create a zip line. They tie the ropes together, and 81 volunteers to swim across and secure the line on the other side. Before jumping in, he tells 109 to monitor the compass for any sign of the machine's approach. He then asks 44 to manage the rope and give him some slack, knowing the current will be strong. He dives in and begins swimming against the current. It's a brutal struggle. The force of the water keeps pushing him sideways, and at one point, he disappears beneath the surface. The rope goes slack, and for a moment, the team thinks he's been swept away. But then, he emerges on the other side. He quickly secures the rope to a tree, and the team anchors their end as well, successfully setting up the zip line. 15 goes first, attaching himself and securing 7 to the line. He begins pulling both of them across, but halfway through, 7 gets stuck where the ropes are knotted together. As 15 tries to fix it, he accidentally unclips 7's safety strap. With no time to waste, 81 climbs onto the rope and makes his way across to help. 44 does the same from the other side, while the others hold the rope steady, including 109. Who is supposed to be watching the compass.
I got it! Pull him up! Come on!
Then the machine returns. It opens fire, throwing the teen into chaos. The soldiers lose their grip and fall into the raging river below. The current immediately sweeps them away as the machine steps into the water and continues firing. 81's rope snags on a rock, but he manages to cut himself free just before the machine can crush him. As he's carried downstream, the machine fires again, but he ducks underwater just in time to avoid the blast. Through the rushing water, 81 spots 7 and grabs hold of him. But the danger isn't over. The river leads straight to a waterfall. The team is swept over the edge. Underwater, 81 holds tightly onto 7. Somehow, they survive the fall, and moments later, they're pulled out of the water by other soldiers. 44 is shocked to see Candidate 60 alive. She had assumed he was dead, but he explains that during the initial attack, he was thrown into the rapids and carried downstream. He decided to head toward the village and ended up spotting them as they went over the waterfall. He also reveals something important. He saw the mission plans in Torres's office, and what was originally set up for them was nothing more than a simulated exercise with fireworks and booby traps. Then he points them in the direction of the village. Suddenly, birds scatter into the sky near the waterfall. 81 immediately recognizes the danger and orders everyone to move. They push forward, climbing through rough mountain terrain and deeper into thick forest. Suddenly, 81 spots a tripwire. He carefully traces it and discovers it's connected to a flare. 60 suggests it must have been set by the cadre. A short while later, they arrive at the supposed village, but what they find is devastating. The entire place has been burned to the ground. 44 notices the destroyed radio tower. 60, frustrated, shouts that the cadre must have abandoned them. But 44 quickly shuts that down when she spots charred human remains. As they take it all in, 81 notices something unusual. A large clearing cuts down the mountain in a straight path. He asks how high they've climbed, and after 44 gives him an estimate, he pieces it together. The machine crashed through the village and continued all the way to the location where they first encountered it.
You're telling me that this thing is smashed through a mountain and then just got up and walked around?
60 then connects the dots.
Yo, we saw something on the TV about an asteroid back in DFAC. I bet that's what that shit was.
Wait, you mean it's from another planet?
Well, it sure as shit ain't from this one.
81 immediately orders the team to get the ASV on the ground ready to move, but 15 pushes back, saying they need a moment to grieve. He tells 81 that, unlike him, they're human. They need time to process what's happening.
But not everyone is a Silver Star f***ing war hero!
The f*** did you call me?
A hero. Everybody knows 81 carried his brother back to base. Big I am not a hero! I never made it back to base!
I woke up in a hospital, and he was already in a box in the back of a plane. They told me I passed out 100 yards from the perimeter. He was still alive, do you understand? He died because I couldn't get him across the line. And they gave me a medal for the worst day of my life.
He steadies himself and tells the team that he understands they're hurting, but right now, their priority is getting 7 back to base and warning everyone about the machine. With renewed focus, they move to repair a damaged ASV lodged in place. 81 takes charge, giving instructions. When the vehicle fails to start, he explains it's likely because it's been sitting at an angle.
And on an angle, so the fuel line's dry. We need to reprime the line. How'd you know that?
91 Bravo, wheel mechanic.
Working together, they manage to get the engine running and free the vehicle. 81 finally loosens up and compliments 15.
Nice work, Superman. Making the rest of us look bad.
Hey, slow down, Superman. Making the rest of us look bad.
Holy shit. 81 made a joke.
In the distance, the flare they saw earlier suddenly shoots into the sky. They instantly realize what it means. The machine has triggered the tripwire and is now heading straight for them. They rush, load 7 into the vehicle, and pile in.
There's low ammo in this.
I think I saw something back there.
We don't have time. 15!
As 15 grabs the ammo, the machine appears. He tries to run back, but before he can reach the truck, the machine opens fire and kills him. The ammunition, however, makes it into the vehicle. 44 slams on the accelerator and speeds off just as the machine begins firing at them. They quickly load the ammo and return fire, but the bullets bounce harmlessly off the machine's surface. It's doing nothing. The truck takes heavy damage as the machine continues its assault. Then, suddenly, it stops chasing them and instead launches a barrage of explosives.
Incoming!
Detonations erupt all around them. 44 struggles to keep control of the vehicle as it tears through the forest. She nearly loses control, but manages to steer them out into an open valley. For a brief moment, they think they've escaped, but they're wrong. The machine was waiting. It suddenly appears above them on a ridge, then launches itself down the slope, landing directly in their path. It opens fire again, forcing 44 to swerve violently as she tries to outrun it. Inside the truck, 81 hands 109 a weapon and tells him to aim for the machine's joints and plates while he does the same. 109 leans out and fires, but in the process, he loses his arm. 7 nearly falls out of the vehicle, but 81 grabs him just in time, only to lose his grip.
Go!
Running out of options, 81 grabs a grenade launcher and fires at the rocky slope beside them. Massive rocks crash down onto the machine and slow it down. He shouts for 44 to stop the truck, but when he turns to her, he realizes she's already dead. The truck crashes and explodes. The scene shifts back to Afghanistan, the moment 81 collapsed beside his brother before reaching base. He hears his brother's voice,
Don't quit.
Then he jolts awake in the present. Dazed and injured, he slowly makes his way across the wreckage. Around him lie the burned remains of his teammates, their bodies barely recognizable. He moves toward the pile of rocks where the machine was buried and starts clearing them, only to find fragments. Then he spots it, the rest of the machine still active, emitting signals as if communicating with something far beyond Earth.
Who the hell are you talking to?
A few feet away, he sees Seven, still alive. As he approaches him, the remaining ammo starts exploding, drawing the machine's attention. It begins scanning the area again, slowly closing in. 81 drags Seven away, trying to get him to safety. Rain begins to pour, turning the ground into slippery mud, making every step harder. Still, 81 keeps going. Exhausted and overwhelmed, he finally collapses, screaming in pain and frustration. Then his watch beeps. The 24-hour window is over. He has failed the mission. Moments later, Seven regains consciousness. Weakly, he tells 81 that he recognized him the moment he saw him on the bus. Years ago, during air assault training, he knew a loud-mouthed private who had the same tattoo, 81's brother.
You wouldn't shut up about becoming a ranger with you. Why didn't you tell me? I tried. DFQ, don't quit, right?
How'd you know that?
Lucky guess. Hey, 81. I mean to talk to you, man.
Is it about the mission?
No, it's more personal.
I don't want to hear it.
You think you failed your brother?
I failed everybody. I just thought, if I could get across that finish line for him, maybe it could help me sleep.
But you never gave up. That's not failure. It's a ranger.
In the distance, the machine continues scanning for them. 81 wonders how they could possibly stop something like that.
What would your brother do?
Probably fill it with stop leak.
They both laugh, and then it clicks. 81 suddenly realizes something. The machine has a venting system.
It's venting.
An idea forms. He spots the quarry in the distance and tells Seven to stay put, promising he'll come back for him. Then he sets off. He reaches the quarry and makes his way inside, where he finds explosives, lighting controls, and the system that feeds rocks into the cone crusher. Meanwhile, the machine is closing in on Seven. 81 fires a flare from the quarry, drawing its attention. The machine turns and heads toward the source. When it arrives, it begins scanning the area, unaware that 81 has already planted explosives along the slopes beneath it. The explosives detonate, and the blast sends the machine tumbling down into the quarry. 81 jumps into a wheel loader and drives straight at it, slamming the machine against the rock face beneath the cone crusher feeder. With the machine pinned, he activates the feeder system. Rocks begin pouring down straight into its venting system. The machine struggles, powering up and pushing against the wheel loader, slowly forcing it back. But 81 doesn't back down. He floors the accelerator and rams it again, pinning it in place as more rocks flood its vents.
Stop, Lee, bitch!
The system clogs, and the machine begins to overheat. In a final attempt to fight back, it fires at a nearby crane, sending it crashing into the wheel loader. 81 jumps out just in time. Moments later, the machine overloads and explodes. 81 exhales in relief, but then he notices something else. Bombs spilling out from the machine's wreckage,
You gotta be shitting me.
scattering across the ground. He runs. Seconds later, they detonate, triggering a massive chain explosion that shakes the entire quarry. The next morning, 81 carries Seven all the way back to base. Sheridan and Torres can hardly believe their eyes that he made it. He crosses the finish line and drops Seven. Seven thanks him quietly as medics arrive and take him away. Looking up, 81 sees helicopters transporting the wreckage of the destroyed machine. Sheridan approaches him and asks,
Are you all that's left?
Sheridan apologizes for not reaching them in time, explaining that they've lost multiple bases and that this is one of the few they've managed to secure.
How many are there?
They're everywhere. We've neutralized the first wave, but we're preparing for a global invasion.
As a medic tends to 81, a news report confirms the terrifying truth. NASA reveals that the asteroid has split into countless pods, now scattered across the globe. Each pod has transformed into a deadly machine, attacking civilians and military bases worldwide. Interstellar imaging now shows that tens of thousands more are on the way, and governments across the world are launching a coordinated global response to defend Earth. Later, 81 is summoned. Sheridan admits that the machines are not easy to kill, and asks how he managed to destroy one without any weapons.
Like you said, Sergeant Major, every machine has its limits.
You're an engineer. So you know even the most powerful machines have their limits.
81 explains that if you block its primary venting system, the entire machine overheats and collapses. Sheridan orders everyone to saddle up and move out.
Your intel's gonna save a lot of lives.
You're right, Sergeant Major. I wasn't ready.
You are now. Your brother be proud.
He also reveals that the other Rangers have been talking about what 81 did out there, and that a few words from him could motivate them. Afterward, Torres briefs the team. Their mission is clear: evacuate civilians and clear the way for heavy ordnance strikes. Torres then signals 81 to step forward and address the Rangers. 81 looks at them and speaks from the heart. He tells them that no matter how injured, tired, or broken they feel, they must fight for each other, and for those who never made it home. Most importantly,
Don't quit.
Rangers, lead the way!
moments later, the Rangers board Black Hawk helicopters. As they lift off, 81 is flooded with memories of his brother and the happier times before everything fell apart. Mid-flight, the team leader begins calling out names for check-in. When he reaches 81, he pauses, seeing that he's asleep. 81 finally manages to fall asleep after crossing the finish line. The team leader asks if anyone knows his name. No one responds.
Hello friends, a lot of my subscribers have asked me to reveal my real voice. Some of you have probably seen the video where I explained that I use an AI voice because of my accent. I know a lot of you think I create these videos with just a couple of clicks using AI, but that's not true. And honestly, text-to-speech is the only AI I use in my videos. It takes almost a week to write a proper script for each video to fully convey the ideas and emotions of the movie. Then I move on to editing. I spent 4 days editing this recap. Because of Content ID rules, I have to cut movies into 1-second clips and use a bunch of other tricks to make the recap engaging and entertaining. And if you enjoy my videos, I'd really appreciate it if you leave a like. And also, if you're interested in the creation process, I can make a Q&A video. Just leave your questions in the comments. Thank you for watching. See ya.